when the live stream is streaming, there's always a little bit of a delay. So YouTube says start sending us your video from your live streaming software. Hmm. Let's see. All right, we're in excellent condition, guys. Welcome back to another live stream of Box Mining here. Today's gonna be a very chill session. It's Saturday morning over here, and it's Black Friday over on the other side of the world. So we're gonna take a very chill session, just like talk about kind of recently a few things of what's up, and there's been a few bits of points that I want to point out. There's apparently on YouTube, people are talking about this China FUD, right? So apparently, there is some news regarding cryptocurrencies being seized in China, and that totals up to almost 1% of the supply, the entire supply of Bitcoin, which is a lot. But there is some stuff that is interesting there that we should really take a deep look at, and it relates to a topic that we've been discussing a lot on this channel, which is the infamous Plus token, the biggest scam in Asia. It's like kind of it's basically the big connect of Asia. So, anyways, there's a lot to go through over there. We'll also talk about some of the rumors that caused this kind of Bart Simpson pattern that happened on the markets recently. If you've been following us recently, obviously you've seen Bitcoin's kind of insane rise up here and then a sudden crash back down. So right now, it's not okay. This is not Bitcoin. This is Ethereum. My bad. All right, so same similar pattern happening on Bitcoin. Now we'll do some analysis here. It's much more prevalent or pronounced on Ethereum, and that dip that happened scared a lot of people. So yeah, again, it's almost like one of the situations where on crypto YouTube, but especially on this channel, we do a little bit of kind of like calming down the ego, not calming down the ego, calming down concerns. This is very something I did a lot back in 2017. So if you remember during the 2017 run up, there were these insane spikes up, number goes up, everyone's happy. But of course, there's these spikes down that happen almost instantly. People freak out. A lot of times, some people don't know what they bought. So if you guys are concerned, do tell me and tell me what your concerns are. Because this is sometimes a lot of the stuff that we do on YouTube is just kind of like, I've been in crypto since 2012, and it's like you really have to establish that very solid mental mindset. And that's kind of my personal thing, not financial advice, of course. And guys, of course, this is, recently I've been streaming a lot more, and that's because the markets are moving a lot up, and I want to keep you guys really informed. So if you guys do want to help out this channel as well, let's smash up that like button. It really does help the channel grow, really does help everything here. And big hellos to everyone. We got L Rickster. Welcome. Smash the likes. He says, peeps, congrats. And thank you so much for being a subscriber to this, joining this channel rather. So we are going to do some more content, like member exclusive content on this channel. So if you guys want to keep up to date and also want to just support this channel in general, the join button is down below. It's only like 199 US per month. It's like an Ethereum transfer fee per month, right? Bad joke. In fact, today I'll say we actually have a discount on Ethereum transfer fees, so just get on that if you need it. But anyways, yes, it's not a big amount. We just wanted to kind of get it. If you guys want to join the community, join button down below. And with that, guys, let's get started. Let's get the intro. They've been trying to do more. And also, of course, just a big shout out as well to Bitcoin Out of the Box. If you guys want a podcast to listen to, this is the podcast. Like, so Bitcoin Out of the Box, my podcast, the last episode with Sam Bankman-Fried. It's also the same episode kind of on YouTube as well. So if you want content that's on the go, so that's the key, right? A lot of times these interviews can take up to an hour, and there's a lot of info there, but sometimes, you sit an hour on a YouTube, it's not the most pleasant experience. But on a podcast, when you're going running or in your car or whatnot, this makes a lot of sense. This is why the podcast is up. And we're going to have some exclusive content coming to podcast too. If you guys are into cyberfi, lots of new interviews coming up there, and we have some kind of general interviews coming on as well with a lot of very insightful people coming up. It's all scheduled. I'm ramping up my visual production and audio production schedule, so that's exciting. So make sure you subscribe to that podcast. It's on Spotify, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everything. It's like I use Anchor, so it's like a thing that just puts an auto podcast in the world. It's pretty much, yeah, it's sorted out for me. So yeah, make sure you're search it Bitcoin out of the box. All right, cool. So let's start off with a mini market update first to see what's kind of going on with everything. So not too much movement, all right? So we after the Bart Simpson pattern that I just showed you guys over there, similar thing happened in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down to roughly around we're just a little bit, a tiny little bit, $24 below $17,000 for the price of Bitcoin. Overall, though, I would say, you know what, Bitcoin has had this insane rally this entire month. I mean, at the end of the day, if you just look at the grand scale of things, it freaks out a lot of people, and this pullback actually does to many people that I've been talking to, they're looking at this as a good entry point. So one thing that you can look at right here is the 1 month view, and I think a lot of people, you know, I have this habit as well where I kind of look at the 1 hour chart, maybe 1 day chart, but very rarely do I look at the 1 month chart. And this 1 month chart tells us a lot about what's going on. We have a giant green candle up for this entire month. Yes, okay, one of the wicks up here did shoot up to 19K. We're pulling back a little bit, but it does really tell us, look, there's a lot of momentum, very, very positive momentum. And the view of this, if you look at the averages here, it's very, very strong on an upward trend. And something that you can kind of see, and this is something that I was also a little bit concerned about too, right? So if you kind of look at this data here and look at what happened in 2017 as well, you also see one of these giant candles. But something to take into note as well is that even on the way up here, so even in November and in December, even these candles, if you look at this candle and this candle, don't they always almost look alike? There was a lot of volatility as well back in the day. And right now, why I'm so confident is that there are so many people right now asking me about Bitcoin. It's just the beginning. People haven't even touched this yet, right? This is why it's so early. And I've been contacting different sources, right? So I've been gathering a lot of intel from around the world, especially around in Asia, because that's the region I'm based in right now, and also over in Americas. Right now, so far, my intelligence in Asia has been that Genesis Block, the OTC desk, the Bitcoin Center in Hong Kong, they're receiving more and more and more clients. Like clients are coming back and more people are registering. In fact, Free Alpha League, I think, I'm not sure even if they announced this yet, but I might get in trouble for them. But what they're doing in Genesis Block is they're actually opening up on Saturdays as well. So starting next week, they're going to start opening up on Saturdays because there's so much demand to understand Bitcoin. So they're actually extending their opening hours because they know they can make money at this current period of time. So yeah, so anyways, that's a free league there. So that's kind of what's happening in Hong Kong. Increased activity. Bitcoin centers are opening for longer so people can come in, understand Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. That is what's happening in Hong Kong. We also have just this morning too, just like I was speaking to not Angela, so Erica Kang. So Erica is in Seoul right now. She's in Korea and she does Crypto Seoul. So she's very, very involved in the crypto communities in Korea. And she's essentially saying a lot of our friends, and this is happening to me as well, are constantly asking her more and more and more about crypto. So this is kind of the trend that's going on. It's real, guys. It's much more curiosity in this, and I feel like that's just why I feel like we're still in the very early stages of this rally. There was a lot of institutional interest that built up over time, and we saw, you know, we saw the consequences of this, right? We saw Bitcoin announce, not Bitcoin, PayPal announcing that people can buy crypto, although that service is not very good, but it gets general public a lot more access to crypto. Of course, you don't want to trade crypto on PayPal. We've explored that last live stream where it was abundantly clear that PayPal is not at all geared towards, and people got their accounts suspended for trading large sums of crypto because they counted these trading transactions as big sell and buy orders, which triggered their suspicious activity / fraudulent censor or whatnot. So magic. Now, okay, so that's still, so we're very positive, but why down, right? Why number go down, right? A lot of people were definitely concerned, especially during a Thursday live stream. We were essentially watching these candles appear on live. So this is for Ethereum, USD, and when we were doing that live stream, we were essentially watching Ethereum drop. Like we did in a 1 hour live stream. It was pretty long, but we started off essentially at 569, and then bam, it during the live stream it dropped almost to 500. Right. So what the hell is going on? Well, there is a little bit. There's a few bits and pieces. First and foremost, there was talk about the well, let me just get this out here, which is Coinbase. Let me just Brian Armstrong's tweet on Coinbase. So Brian Armstrong, the co-founder and CEO of Coinbase, which is pretty much the largest exchange, crypto exchange in the US. They serve a lot of US clients. He's talking about this new regulation that could, if it comes out, would be a terrible legacy with long-standing negative impacts for the US in the early days of the internet. People call for it to be regulated like the phone companies, but thank goodness they didn't. So he's kind of preluding to this talk in the States where there's going to be a last-minute regulation by Mnuchin to implement regulation on self-governing wallets. So this is essentially anything that's self-custody, like your Ledger wallet maybe, or um your like phone wallet. And more importantly, all right, more important obviously to Coinbase and how they do it, because Coinbase also has their own Coinbase wallet, which is of course self-custody. Now, self-custody is at the core of crypto. It's 100% what makes crypto amazing. But the beauty of this, all right, from a regulatory perspective, it might be a pain. Maybe they can do something. But honestly, from an effective point of view, they cannot regulate self custody wallets. And I think this is a situation where everyone saw this tweet, freaked out a little bit, and then perhaps, they're going out to Thanksgiving. They know the holidays coming up, and you know what? They don't want this looming over their head, so they started selling. Maybe that's one of the reasons. The other reasons could be that this was the kind of the stone that triggered a cascading series of liquidations, especially if you saw when Ethereum is more pronounced, because on Ethereum, we saw a lot more kind of hyped and also leveraged positions, which could get liquidated as prices drop. So we're talking about this throughout this week, which was kind of the cascading reasons. Regardless, I discussed this quite a bit with a few of my friends who are quite OG in crypto, and there's many reasons to this. I think it's important not to just single out one reason and say this is the biggest reason of them all, because you're not going to have accurate intel going forward. There's a lot of assumptions going around. It's just kind of funny, like, especially because crypto is global. Like recently, I saw this post by Dovey Wang. So she says it's funny to see Chinese side is now largely count on the grayscale TWAP. So this is time weighted average narrative, and as the most widely convinced theory for the dump is grayscale traders are off for Thanksgiving, LOL, long stupidity and FOMO. So there's a lot of assumptions. It's kind of funny how the West assumes a few things about the East, and the East assumes a few things about the West, and it goes back to this image that I posted up, right? Which actually no, I didn't post it. I'm posting it up now. So this is comedy. This is 100 done by Patrick Stars 466 on Reddit. This is like FOMO buyers, and then there's like Bitcoin dropping, and all these hams are saying, "I'm not sure. I was just following Bitcoin. Why did we just jump? Like why? Why dump? Why jump? And then why dump Bitcoin? Right? This is a situation where it kind of feels like everyone's finding a reason to explain the dump, but none of them are precisely hit the mark. And then, of course, because people want to know why, right? Because we're humans, we're naturally curious. If you were in Bitcoin and you saw it dip 20% and you're not used to the space, you'd be frantically trying to find a reason why, right? And this is a situation where like it's almost like lemmings jumping off. Oh, by the way, this lemmings jumping off cliff is fake, by the way. Just to be a Debbie Downer here, but But anyways, we're all like lemmings jumping down a cliff for no particular reason. Why do we follow Bitcoin? Why dump? But regardless, I think something that's very important to pick out, and I think I want to credit Nick Mayo, one of the admins from our channel. He's a great TA analyst, and he's like, who didn't expect this, right? Everyone expected this. This is typical Bitcoin behavior. Bitcoin shoots to, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of them, they shoot to these phenomenal levels, and then it comes back down. It has to come down at some point, and this might have been just the trigger that, the trigger that caused this. So right now we're kind of at this point, and I'm actually feeling super bullish at this current point as well. I think just by the number of people wanting to learn about Bitcoin alone, and we've been looking at kind of the activity here, and we've been seeing a lot of reanimation of older people who have known about Bitcoin coming back to Bitcoin, and just even by like just watching what's happening around you, like Genesis Block extending their opening hours, getting more clients. This is I don't know. I don't know. But wait, since we have an international audience as well, guys, tell me where you guys are from and how bullish people are. Are people learning and trying to find you to learn a little bit more about Bitcoin? Love to hear that as well. Love to get these stories out there too. In terms of Bitcoin search trends, let me just double check that Bitcoin search trends. We're in, let me see that. We are, let's see. Um, we're picking up. We're picking up. So this is kind of the meta perspective, right? So worldwide, we see that increase, a gradual increase of search volume for Bitcoin. In fact, I would say this is like the strongest search has been for Bitcoin this entire year, right? Look at that. That's 100, and all the other peaks here are at 80. So we're kind of 20% above the rest of the year. Obviously, of course, something that I've been saying, if you look at the past 5 years of trends and searching for Bitcoin, we're nowhere near this top, right? This is during the explosion of 2017, where everyone was like, oh my God. So that's why I still feel like we're still very, very early on. It's nowhere near that kind of hype phase, but the kind of the stones have been turning to that direction. We got Crypto Sam says India bullish. Damn, India is like super crazy. I've been doing a lot of research on it. And, you know, I want to say like for everyone from India watching this video, it's cool that you guys are joining the in, like I was talking with the guys at Perseverance actually, and they're talking about how India tech companies, right? They had a lag, right? They're tech unicorns all the way in Silicon Valley 10 years ago. But India had almost that 10-year lag, right? But now that lag is decreasing. Now the blockchain unicorns are coming out of India as well. And I think that's very, very core here. We had a few FUD waves, India saying they're trying to ban crypto, very similar to China, but the story has always continued. The story, Bitcoin, blockchain, crypto never ever dies. So, congrats, guys. We also have Rufus Mumu says Canada bullish. We got San Diego meh, I'm bullish here. Meh. We got Mark F from New York. Tell me, Mark, if it's bullish or if all the traders are freaking out. And of course, this is a holiday in the States, so thanks for watching on the weekend. This is why I wanted this episode to be super, super, super chill, and just calm for everyone. We got Crypto NGN says very bullish in Nigeria. The price per dollar cost has even peaked. Wow, that's crazy. And you can actually see that, right? Like Nigeria represent here. Look at Nigeria. It's the number one. It's taking off, right? Like Nigeria is beating every country in terms of searches and trends for Bitcoin here. So that's crazy. That's crazy. And um Brandon Smith says bearish until January, then bullish. Gordius Gordon says sovereign US. We have a very global audience here, guys. Absolutely. Uh, absolutely enjoy having such a great audience here. Um, Cave Johnson says, at Box Money, what point are we at? Are we all wrong? Don't fully understand that, but anyways, if yeah, love to answer your questions, especially Cape. So, Dublin, Ireland, bullish says Sao. Oh, everyone's bullish, right? And I feel like this is kind of like very much like the start of 2017. There are huge dips along the way. Number don't always go up. The other theory I was thinking, like about the whole Brian Armstrong tweets, is that it depends on where you think, right? Like, is he really trying to front run some news here, trying to give us some free alpha, telling us, oh, regulations are coming, or is he just trying to kind of drop the price so his clients can get it for cheaper? I mean, this is something that to keep in mind. I think this is something I've been always actively thinking about as well over the past few years of being in crypto, whenever someone makes a long public message, are they really to telling the truth or are they having their own objectives? I mean, if you actually look at this, right, Coinbase actually has $20 billion worth of cryptocurrencies under custody. So could it be that he wants a more cheaper Bitcoin if it has more institutional investors who are interested and they want a discount? You never know, right? So, anyways, let's jump to the next big point of news, which is the China FUD, right? China police seized crypto assets worth $2.4 billion today from Plus Token Ponzi. So, this is from a court filing that shows a large volume of crypto assets, including Bitcoin and Ether, was seized from the Plus token case. So, what is Plus token? Well, Plus token is the biggest scam in crypto in Asia. And in fact, it's actually the biggest scam in the world at this current point with that amount of money. So, we did a video on Plus token. It was like just unveiling the scam, kind of showing guys what the big scam. So this is the big scam alert on this channel, Plus Token exposed. So we did this episode. So what was Plus Token? Well, this was what Plus Token was like. These are gatherings. You can see this guy in a Plus Token shirt. This is one of the meetups. This actually looks like they're Korean ones, and this is kind of funny. It's very very Asia dominated. So so this is actually a Chinese team in China, but they were featuring the Korean team. So there were like literally shows for this project everywhere, trying to show it all around Asia. There were like it's an MLM, so obviously they had like these affiliate guys who are kind of like showing this stuff to no end, and then there are multiple teams in Asia. China was one of it was huge in China, and apparently like this these gatherings are huge, and the amount that they collected is just astronomical, right? So now in terms of how much the police seized, right? So far they said it's worth 4.2 billion. I struggle of saying these numbers, but in terms according to the block, right? So congrats on block for collecting this data. So it's 194,000 Bitcoin, 833,000 ETH, 1.4 million Litecoin, 27.6 million EOS. We got Dash in there. We got XRP. So the Plus token collected these currencies into that pyramid scheme, and this is massive, right? Now, it's interesting. This is regarded as FUD. I think catching crypto scammers is absolutely necessary in this space. Like I cannot be more disgusted by Plus tokens by BitConnects. People get ruined by these projects, right? And they give crypto a really bad name. So people getting arrested here absolutely like important. Now, of course, obviously, the crypto community is worried, like, what happens to this Bitcoin or Ethereum? And that really depends on the case. Will they refund the people who got scammed, or will the government just keep it? You know what? Like, I'm like, hey, if the government keeps it, now they hold like they're hodler of Bitcoin, right? But joking aside, I think this is something that we should closely follow. But I definitely don't think that this is necessarily a fully FUD event that they're just going to dump it on the market and crash us to oblivion. I've actually rather think that this is good long term for Bitcoin. So my 2 cents on that. So on that note as well, obviously, why did people throw this amount of money into crypto was because of huge returns, right? Um, it was capable of bearing 8 to 16% monthly. Honestly, we've been from the DeFi wave too. Those numbers don't seem that big, but here's the deal in crypto. There's no such thing as free lunch. And I've been through the whole DeFi summer. We've had these insane rewards. And anytime there's an insane reward, there's always a catch, right? And it just depends on can people understand the catch or not. For Plus token, obviously it's a Ponzi scheme, right? So it's designed so that new money coming in pays the members on top, and that's where the money goes. For DeFi, it's a little bit different, and I think a lot of people were a little bit suspicious of DeFi, and rightfully so because they were offering similar rewards. I would say that how always be careful and always like it's hard. It's hard, right? It's like do your research. That's kind of the core, and that's what we've been doing a lot on this channel as well. For me, right now, just to note on kind of what I'm doing in terms of yield farming. This is very, very off topic, but yield farming also generates yield in DeFi. Yield farming's yields have dropped dramatically. So right now, I'm actually very happy with, say, a 12% per year yield, which is much more reasonable, much more sustainable. So that's kind of what I'm at now. I'm like slowly re-entering a few farms that are deemed a little bit safer and just taking, even if it's small amounts, I'm taking a little bit of yield on that point. So my 2 cents on there. All right, next up. All right, so it's Black Friday today. I just want to show this a little bit. So, guys, if you guys want a Ledger Nano X, right? This is this device over here, and if you guys want it, it is on 40% discount today. So I have a coupon code down below. It does obviously help my channel, but you know what? This is one of the devices that I strongly can just wholeheartedly see I can recommend. Why? Is because you can actually keep your cryptocurrency safe. You don't have to rely on an exchange to keep your crypto. You keep it yourself. That's the core, right? That's the core of crypto. If you don't keep it yourself, right, there's nothing that distinguishes Bitcoin from just being a bank asset. But the power of Bitcoin is because once it goes, once you transfer it to the key that's held by this device, look at that terminology there. But once it's on this device, then it's kept safe from anyone else. No one in the world can take that away from you. No one can, unless they get the physical device, or well, even if they get the physical device, they can't make you give them the pin, right? So even if they get the physical device, have fun. And that's the great part about it. And that is what makes a ledger very different from storing it on your computer or on your phone. Because a lot of times phones have backdoors, they can be breached, their security nowhere near secure. If you look at how Intel and AMD both have Spectre and Meltdown vulnerabilities. People can go onto your computer and access that and steal your keys. But whilst on a ledger, because it's stored here on a secure element module, it's much, much stronger in terms of security. So that's kind of the way it is. Typically speaking, anyone I would say that's holding more than either more than $2,000 US worth of cryptocurrency should actively think about getting one of these. So that's the kind of tip. Anything less than that, then just fine, play around, whatever. Just keep on the exchange. It doesn't really matter, right? It's not gonna make or break your life, right? My 2 cents if you don't have one. But once you have a significant portion of it, keeping it safe is absolutely key. There's both discounts, so both Ledger and Ledger Nano S have discount. The difference between the Ledger Nano X is that it has a much larger screen and has Bluetooth if you want to use Bluetooth. There was also a discount on Trezors as well. So if you guys want the Trezor wallet, which is like, so basically Ledgers and Trezors are my staple to recommend. Typically speaking, I don't go for any newer wallet projects because they haven't been time tested yet. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. Like these, like all the OGs have tested that and can use. So yeah, take a look, take your pick. Trezors 20%, Ledgers are 40% off at this current point. Now we're just gonna talk. So yeah, just do that, shout that out, and then I'll have the link down there as well if you guys want. It does help the channel. So my 2 cents. Okay, I think talking about Black Friday, I'll talk a little bit about Black Friday as well, because like you know me, right? I've been trying to buy a bunch of crap that I don't need. So recent acquisitions still pending. I bought the Apple M1 MacBook Air. So that's coming very soon. I actually really want to test it out, and I wanted to use it for live streaming. So if you actually saw my other video on there, I really want a live stream computer that I can take on with me on the go, and hopefully that works. Fingers crossed. That's coming on the 8th, so I still have to wait about a week and a bit to do so. The other thing that I was looking for Black Friday are video cards, and I just watched the live stream here, and this is kind of funny. So I watched Linus Tech Tips a lot, and they're not bitching us out. They're bitching crypto miners, and they're blaming the shortages on the new graphics cards on crypto miners. Come on, guys, come on. Okay, miners don't pay premiums, and I think miners are just like everyone else. I think this is people finding a group of people and just hating on us. Like okay, I'm in a situation where I really want to buy one of these graphics cards, and I use it for streaming. And yes, if I buy one, I'll definitely use it for crypto mining, but I'll use it to game as well. Currently, they're just all sold out. Like I'm in Hong Kong, I'm seeing almost roughly 40% markup on the RTX 3080. And with the RTX 3080, like you can mine roughly, all right? So if you look at the to mine, it's great for gaming, but obviously, I was kind of doing this calculation in my head. It's like, is it worth buying a 3080 to mine and kind of make up the difference between the kind of increased price of that item, right? But anyways, roughly speaking, you can get around $2.6 per day. But you still can't really make up a big difference. I'm like, as a like, if I'm a logical miner too, $2 per day, how long will it take for me to get that premium removed, right? It's a situation where I feel like because the premium on this product is almost like 200 US dollars, almost to probably $300 premium on the product. That means I'll have to mine for literally 100 days or 150 days in order for me to even break even. So, yet again, I don't think it's rightfully correct to blame miners here. I just want to point it out. So, yeah, anyways, if you guys have friends that are angry at you for mining, just tell them that. Just tell them they don't know what they're talking about. Like it's like these guys love these guys, but they don't know what they're talking about. Don't blame the miners. Like, we're not causing this price premium. Gamers are. All right. But yeah, if you guys tell me guys what you guys are buying for Black Friday as well. I'd love to hear kind of what you're shopping with. The one thing, the one secret thing I'm revealing, this is like this is sad in a way, but I'm like, what I did buy yesterday was new shirts. So I was like, recently I've got into just wearing a lot of Lululemon stuff. Like my wife wears it and it's just amazing, right? She's like, oh, try it. So went to a store, got some Lululemon clothes. Dude, if I sweat, because I sweat a lot when exercising, right? And I don't stink in them. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, right? So, anyways, that's my offhanded show of the day. I think they have some discounts on their stuff in Lululemon. That's the one thing I think I'm buying on on this Black Friday. So no video cards, no PS5s, just totally out of stock. Yes to the Apple thing, some clothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. iPad Pro, 12.9 inch. That's actually a really good device, by the way. iPad Pro, like we have one. We recently bought one. Super good device. Not bad. Not bad. Um, and obviously we have crypto coins, right? So someone was mentioning TrustSwap. I actually have a link for TrustSwap here. I actually viewed it because I'm actually actively looking at it. So in terms of like investment side, okay, so obviously disclaimer here, I'm an advisor to TrustSwap, but man, when I talked to Jeff like this week, holy crap, there was just so much happening on TrustSwap. Like, I think a lot of people hated TrustSwap at the start because they're like, oh, they're just doing time payments. That's easy. But the TrustSwap launchpad that they're building and getting those new projects on, oh my God, it's just like the speed that they moved and the speed that they identify where the market needs their use case is just phenomenal. So right now, at this current point, if you want to get involved in TrustSwap Launchpad projects, you got to stake TrustSwap for a period of time. The longer you stay, so it's the time weighted average, right? So the longer you stake TrustSwap, the more allocation you can get in projects. And recently, because I have stake TrustSwap, I've gone into Coin, which is doing super well right now. And I've also gone into what is it? I skipped two and I did one coin, and then there's a new one coming up as well, which is super exciting. So yeah, super excited for TrustSwap and just the speed at which they're building. Like talking to Jeff has been just great. Okay, so and also recently they've done some acquisitions, and the acquisition is just gonna be crazy for TrustSwap too. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, on that note as well, I think that's pretty much today's topic. I still have a list of all the other crap that I'm going to talk about. Just like done a lot of sorting out. This week has been for me like I haven't been aggressively pushing money into crypto yet. I think mostly I'm just been cleaning up my bags. I have a lot of altcoin bags too. It's kind of funny, right? Not really, but it's kind of funny that there's a lot of stuff. Recently, of course, you guys know that I have an investment into Kira. Kira, I did a video on that. So taking DeFi to the next level with Kira. A few people, so this was done yesterday and it dove deep. And I think this is one of for me, right? For me, um, it's kind of crazy. The blockchain is so next level. It takes like a genius to explain it. So I was like trying super hard to get a breakdown of what was happening and trying to understand it. And I think the interview is very insightful. And at this very core, it's a really next level blockchain where you can stake. You know how like in Ethereum, you can stake Ethereum and then Ethereum 2.0 can stake Ethereum and you can validate the network and make the network more secure. But for Kira, you can stake any coin. So any coin that the governance allows, you can stake that and make the network even more secure, get more rewards on it, and get a representing token on that. So it's like utilizing the full power of DeFi there with your own blockchain. It's like mind blown. So, anyways, definitely take a look at that and see how that is going. So we got Sid99 says, how's swag going? Swag is it's adult content. It's great. It's for research. But yes, I also host swag as well. Also, a lot's been happening. So I think a lot of people wanted to know what's happening with swag and cream and all that stuff. So I did talk to them. So a few things, right? So you guys kind of knew at the start that cream was very closely related to swag, and recently, swag has been delisted from cream deposit lending deposits. And this is actually viewed as a good thing. Two things, right? So Cream is continuing on with the partnership with Andre. So that's like now like Cream and Andre are like one thing now, which is crazy. And I was like initially concerned, right? I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen to the development? And they're like, oh, development's gonna ramp up. They're gonna share that experience. It's gonna be freaking amazing. So Cream side doing super well, and I hold Cream. I've been mining that for a while, and it was one of the ones that I did hold. And they did delist Swag, so they're on the process of delisting Swag from not delisting, not allowing collateral on Swag, and that's actually pretty good for Swag as well, because a lot of people use the lending platform to just short Swag. So Swags continue on its own, but it's not being delisted from the swaps or anything. It's just being delisted from like being removed from the app side. So that's my 2 cents. That's my update. Uh Ding 471 says, wait, box mining is live streaming on Swag 2? No. No. Maybe. I'm not handsome enough. I need to be like I need to be super ultra handsome, right? All right. Orion. Jordan Miller says, I saw your alt portfolio in the last video. You're not invested in Orion. Orion, I hold a bit, but not. It's not something that I stacked a lot recently, but on that reminder, Jordan Miller, I will take a. I'm actually that's actually a good suggestion. Actually, not bad, not bad. I need to find out what's going on. Like I need to go and update, and this is something that's taking a lot of time, right? Updating myself on what's going on in every single project it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of work. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Just need to be a little bit careful about how much time I spend. But Orion is actually like see Orion. Making some moves, huh? Yeah, they're holding up really well, and they didn't get dumped massively too, right? So they had a hype cycle, there's accumulation cycle. That's actually not bad with increased volume. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. But it's not on sale. It's not on sale, but it's not bad. It's actually a pretty good idea at this current point. Okay, yeah. What's on sale, bro? Lots on sale. Lots on sale, man. Lots on sale. Just looking at it. I mean, you can just take a look at 24 hours and take a look at the sales. Let me see. Seems like DeFi's on sale again. SNX. Ooh, MCO just done. Wait, MCO has no volume now. Still a lot going on. I feel like, man, it's been crazy. We got CK says talk about ramp. In fact, if you want to talk about ramp, I've actually done a video organized by the guys at Tomo Chain, and it includes ramp, Lawrence, includes Kevin Linear, and includes Tarun from Unbound. So yeah, coming up next week. Check it out. It's super cool. We just finished that. I'm recording it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Check that video out. So pending Wednesday release. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. We got some comments about talk about farming, talk about all this. I'll gear up for it. Honestly, I kind of wanted to take it easy today. Farming is a very hard to discuss subject because there's a lot of more risk recently, which is why I haven't been going into the aggressive side of farming. And you need to be so careful when farming now. it's one of those situations where I'm no longer every day, going into farms, extracting value, dumping it or whatnot, or selling it, getting the farm token, selling it. It's like I'm much more like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it there for a while and see what happens. I am farming Pancake. I think Pancake Swap, it's probably one of the stronger ones I'm farming now. Like I just feel like Pancake. Okay, Pancake, I feel like they have a good in with the BSC guys, and I feel like, that they know what they're doing, right? So the rewards aren't crazy, but I'm like, you know what? I think they know what they're doing. Um, I've been avoiding farm. I have also avoided what was the other one that I mean, there's a few ones that got like wrecked, right? And luckily I wasn't in any of them. Um, Uni finished farming. So yeah, it's not many farms right now. Like I have been looking at FTX. They're being talking about more on the side of funding rates, right? So I've been looking more funding rates recently. But yeah, that's my current take on it. We're also I think everyone on this channel is waiting for Dairy Swap, the new Andre Crone project. It's insane, right? Like everyone's talking about it, but there's so many fake ones. So like this will be an example of a fake one, right? So there's so many fake versions of DairySwap being listed out right now. It's insane. And we the worst part about this, right? Wait, is this real or fake? Oh no, it's fake. So what happens with these projects is that they give the Yearn deployer, so Andre Crone's co- um, known deployer for Yearn, they send them fake dairy swap. So if you look at the number of fake dairy swap coins on here, it's insane, right? Let me just scroll down a little bit. So So you can look at how many dairy swaps are. Right? So dairy swap, dairy swap, dairy swap, dairy swap, dairy swap, dairy swap. So all these fakers are trying to send fake dairy swap to this address and trying to pretend to be real. So you got to be extremely cautious and careful about that. That's pretty much it. Let me just show you guys that. So that's like a list of fake dairy swaps on right now. Dairy swap, D swap, D swap, dairy swap, D swap, DWAP, 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 DWAP. Like everyone just sending their fake coins, and yeah, it's crazy. Bitcoin Satan says box mining doesn't need any crypto investments because he makes $1 million off his dumb channel. Actually, not. We actually disabled a lot of monetization on his channel. I did not actually actively promote, like, say, Bybit or any of the profitable kind of super profitable affiliates. I actually been kind of deploying a lot of capital. If you actually look at this channel recently, unfortunately, and I've been very public about this, the box mining channel has been kind of number two. Number one has always been for me investments. There are times when during the farming phase, I would not make content. Like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense for me to make content because there was just so much money at stake that, um, like, I couldn't make anything. And yeah, it sucks for this channel. I'm kind of wanted to kind of recover making content during kind of these lows when I'm not actively trading as much. And then once it goes up to full gear, unfortunately, it might be the case where, like, yeah, I'm gonna go back. So Troy says, what drugs are you on, bro? This is Bitcoin Satan. So yeah, Bitcoin Satan, stop lying, bro. Okay, thanks, bro. Thanks for your feedback. No, thank you for trying to create FUD on this channel. So anyways. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. So Rickster says on one Telegram was saying we've seen around 30 to 40 fake dare swaps. Just be very careful, guys. I mean, we're all excited for it. We have a pact on Telegram to say when the real one releases, we got to add everyone and message everyone that it's out. But until the real one comes out, you're gonna lose a lot of money if you dive into these fake ones. So my 2 cents right there. Just be careful, guys. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Uh, Cryptocurrencies, box mining, Bitcoin Satans. I've had the privilege of seeing box mining get wrecked with the rest of us. For sure, for sure. And this is one of the channels that I don't hide. I mean, I hate it, okay? Not everyone not every decision was great, and I made bad decisions too, but I've never tried to hide it. I think the worst one, the DeFi during DeFi summer, was Yam. That was a big mistake. That's a mistake I would very much rather forget. Um, basically towards the last few hours, instead of, I saw the intel during Yam where, Yam, we reached the goal needed to save Yam, right? So this is Yam 1. We reached that goal, needed to save Yam. I'm like, oh, maybe I should buy in. I should speculate in. I think that was my worst decision. And then I went back in, and then this Yam just completely got obliterated when the developers failed to save Yam. It was like a situation where the community got together and the developers screwed up big time. And it was just like, this is why we need security, guys. Guys. Hacken needs to be there. Academy says, Swap is live. Damn, is it? Andre. All right. Andre. Did you just tweet? Is that fake? If that's a fake, I'm going to delete you. All right. Oh, yeah, wait, it is. Oh, this is for. That's a sneak peek, though. That's a sneak peek. It's not real. Not real. Not real. He says this is a core lending markets integrated in urine sneak peek of what Swap is. So it's not live, guys. It's not live. Calm down. Calm down, Academy. Calm down. If you I'm actually gonna put you on timeout for this. Don't fake 8 bell. Okay, don't fake 8 bell. It's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. And fake 8 bell and a fake dairy swap coins, you'll get deleted. In fact, it was like that's like awful. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's live stream. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Lots of shopping. I think the next step for me is shopping. So definitely hop on Discord. We have a Discord link down below. Hop on Discord. We have a chat about that. We also have a Telegram group. The Telegram group, here's the deal with Telegram group, right? So we have an announcements channel, which is absolutely free to join, absolutely free to enter, and you have a lot of good announcements coming on the channel and daily updates. But in terms of the main discussion channel, that's closed for now. So it's a private channel for now. Entry to that channel is 100% free. We never charge money for it, but it is closed and it opens up to core, like very cool members of the community, and there's a rush to get in. It's unfortunate that we have to do this because of the number of spammers that are kind of attacking the channel, and we're trying to increase the quality of discussion. In fact, we have a lot of kind of good, very key, very knowledgeable people there. So we're going to reopen that up sometime, pending. The last time we opened that up was around a week ago. We had around 400 applicants that we had to apply on Google Forms and stuff. So that process worked very well. If you did apply onto it, so if you're whitelisted, you can get in. So I would say, yeah, whitelisted. Let's see, where is that bot? This is the bot for invite bot. Box invite bot is the one. So check that out. Trability says, smart to take profits on BTC, part of it, and buy it back for a lower price. Smart or a beginner mistake? That's actually a really good question, and I think it depends on how you view it. I would definitely not view it as a beginner mistake. I feel like a lot of people are afraid of being a beginner and they want to know what experts are doing. There's no such thing, right? Like, this is the best way. If you make money, you make money, right? And like, what's wrong with making money, right? Why would it ever be wrong to take more profit? And I think, typically speaking, right, if you talk about, this is a very negative trend. If you talk about taking profits on Twitter, you're gonna get ostracized, right? People are like, you asshole, you noob, you beginner, you take profits, you're going to crash the market for the rest of us. There's just nothing wrong with taking profits. You made your money, you take some profits, you live a better life. Why not? It depends on who you are, right? For me, I've taken profits before, and I'm in a much better position than I am like 4 years ago, right? Like, absolutely. Am I holding a lot of Bitcoin? Absolutely. I'm seeing it go up. So yet again, it's like, it depends on where you are and what you want to do. And this is why a lot of these videos is, it's not financial advice. Like for me, right? I actually got back into this dip, and I didn't really take much profits during this wave yet. I still feel we have a lot to go, but I feel like it's not like it depends on how you average it out. And a few strategies are time weighted averages, which you kind of, over time you buy in and then over time you sell out. And that's kind of important. So I would never ever look at this as being a new mistake or whatnot. I would always say, look, do what's best for you. If you need that money, if you want to celebrate a good Thanksgiving, why not? Like there's a million reasons why you want to take profits and a million reasons why you don't want to take profits. Yeah. So I will say like that. I think the best thing is to not listen to Twitter. I think that's absolutely key. Plan out your strategy, have a plan, be comfortable with how much you expose. And this is something that I'm moving my mindset to. It's like not about how much profit I've made in crypto, like my entry and exit point, but that's the easiest way to do it, right? Entry and exit point, you win, it's great, you feel good, you're a winner, you're not a noob, right? But the way I've been looking at it more recently, and gearing towards kind of a more trading mentality, is how much exposure do I have on this asset? How much of my portfolio is in this asset? And is this the correct amount of exposure I want? And I think that's kind of a much better way to look at it. And definitely don't listen to Twitter. Don't listen to Reddit when people call you out for being a noob. Like everyone has their strategies. If you made money, you made money. You're a winner. So my 2 cents. Tara L says, would you ever go off fiat? Hell no. How no? How no? Like fiat. Just think of fiat. Fiat dropped 20% this year because of US printing money. So Cryptogram says, took profits for a new PC so I can unload Uniswap faster. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me push out the outro and we are good to go. I'd like to take the time now to tell you a little bit about everything that's happening in the box mining ecosystem. First and foremost, if you guys like listening to all that's happening in crypto on the go, then I would highly recommend you checking out the Box Mining Bitcoin Out of the Box podcast. And the reason why it's called Bitcoin Out of the Box is because we have long interview segments very much exploring the detail of the newest and latest of what's going on in this whole cryptocurrency space. Whole idea of it is to bridge that gap between knowledge privileged institutional investors and the rest of us here in this space. Now, with the podcast, it's on everything. So it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts, it's on Spotify. Just search it anywhere, Bitcoin Out of the Box. So just add that onto a playlist and then just follow the new episodes when it's released. Next up, we also have the Box Mining newsletter. So this happens roughly bi-weekly. We give you an update of the latest that's going on in a very summarized, condensed format. So this is perfect for anyone that wants an overview of the market. Say, for example, what's happening with OKX, the biggest event, or maybe the little things like what's happening with different coins and overall the trend. So what I use the newsletter for personally myself is to understand what kind of phase we're in crypto, to kind of get in tune. So if you don't read crypto every day, the newsletter is perfect for you. Last but not least, in the link down below, if you're a Telegram user, we have the Box Mining announcements channel. So this is to announce to you basically what's the latest videos coming up, but also we have a daily update, a community-driven daily update to provide you an idea of the latest updates on the day. And a lot of people have been using that to get informed of the crazy amounts of trends that we see. And I have to give a big thank you for Claudio, our community member, for doing this. It's just been phenomenal. Definitely want to give you a shout out there, Claudio, as well for that. And taking us to the end of the live stream, so make sure, number one, you click like and subscribe on this video because it really does help this channel. And then, of course, check out the podcast. It's one of the best ways to know a little bit more, to extend that knowledge, especially in your spare time. And then, of course, check out the newsletter. If you're, if you want those updates and summaries and trends, newsletter is the place for you. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you have a good one. See you in the next video.